Okay, we're just coming out of one called What Men Want. This movie was made in association with BET, and it's about this woman that works for this agency that represents sports celebrities to help them merchandise products. So they're like their little side gigs. And she ends up going to this psychic that gives her some kind of tea, and she hits her head later on while she's partying, and she gets this the ability to hear what men are actually thinking, and it causes a bunch of trouble. As it would. Yeah, as it would. And it's a pretty cool movie. I thought it was hilarious. What'd you think, Jane?
This is actually, yeah, it's kind of like a gender-swapped version of What Women Want, which is... Mel Gibson was in it. It came out a really long time ago.
Yeah.
This one, I think, was much funnier.
This movie was hilarious.
It was very fucking funny. It's just like, okay, like when you can hear what dudes think, which is like, seriously, that's like my worst nightmare. Yeah. But she at first she's like, oh my God, that's my worst nightmare. But then she's like, oh, this can help me like get ahead, because she knew, you know, she worked, it was like all these bros, and they were trying to like screw her over behind her back and stuff like that. So she found all this shit out, but things spiral out of control as they do, and led to like a lot of really funny situations, and also kind of a sweet ending too. Like she kind of learned something about herself. Yeah,
she tries to once she realizes that she can, you know, actually hear what men are thinking, she tries to go back to the psychic and get her to reverse it. And the psychic is like, no, don't you realize that this is a great opportunity for you, whatever. And the psychic was played by Erykah Badu, who is, I believe, a singer.
Yeah,
because that's she steals every scene she's in. She's knocks it out of the park. She is hilarious.
Hysterical. They only showed her like a little bit in the trailer, but she's in it a lot more. Yeah. And if you stay like during the credits,
she's in the credits.
Like they have like little vignettes, like with her like giving psychic readings to like the other characters.
Yeah, and making money off of people selling weed.
It's just and it's just she's like everybody in this is funny.
Yeah.
But I think she's like the funniest one. She kind of like steals.
The movie's got a really good sense of humor. It's I would say, you know, the format, it's a chick flick, but not really. The humor is just universal, you know what I mean? It's, you know, I watch it, you know, and there's guys back in there laughing, you know. It was just hilarious.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I guess I can see what you're saying. Like, oh, it's kind of a chick flick, but you know.
Well, it's a woman and her problems and all her friends and kind of woman problems, and you know, and there's the humor's very dirty from a woman's point of view, you know. But it's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it was very very. So yeah, I would really recommend it.
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
And I don't like a lot of comedies, but I thought this was really.
Yeah, this one, you know, it's kind of based over the past 2 or 3 months. This is kind of breath of fresh air. It didn't, you know, it was kind of surprising because lately some of the stuff that's supposed to be funny wasn't funny.
Yeah.
This was pretty funny, or it was a tame kind of funny.
Yeah.
This was pretty wild.
Yeah,
but I liked it.
This was like a raunchy funny.
Yeah, it's raunchy. It was funny.
That's always better.
But it was a good nature. It was a good spirited movie. You know, it was kind of a feel good movie.
Yeah.
I'd recommend
definitely recommend it. It was very funny.
Yeah. Okay, we just got done seeing one at Liam Neeson and everything. It was called, what was it? Cold Pursuit? Yeah, we would normally do it there in the theater, but it's really crowded in there, so.
For a Monday night, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we're doing it out here in the parking lot. The cameras everywhere. Okay. This movie was basically a revenge flick.
Yeah.
I'd say pretty much the same premises like Punisher or Death Wish. Guy's son works at the airport. He gets killed by some organized crime group, and he goes and tracks him down and tries to, you know, kill the guys who killed his son, and he even wants to take out like the gang leader too.
He kind of bites off more than he can chew, I think.
Right.
A little bit.
And his brother helps him, because his brother's a gangster, so he helps him. And what he does is he inadvertently sets off a gang war where it's a bunch of organized crime. Well, yeah. So there's all these criminals killing each other because they don't know that it's him that's killing some of them. But really, what made the movie kind of unusual is that it was. You want to be on this review? Okay. What made it unusual is that it started to become like a comedy.
Well, I
didn't expect that.
Yeah, well, because if you've seen the trailers for this, because they've been showing the trailers a lot, like at the theaters. I think I've seen them on TV and stuff like that too. The trailers kind of make it look like, I guess they're trading on Liam Neeson being like in the Taken movies, and like those are really successful, like, you know, kind of revenge action kind of flicks. So I think the trailer kind of tried to hit that angle. But this is really not that. It's actually more like, you know what it reminded me of? Fargo. It actually reminded me of Fargo, or like a Coen Brothers type of movie where it's like a crime movie, but it's kind of like this kind of low-key, like black humor.
Yeah.
And I ended up really liking it a lot. This is kind of a cheat because we had a friend that saw it. Yeah. And he said, it's not what you think.
Yeah, it's kind of a comedy.
He's like, it's kind of a comedy. Like, you can't really tell that from the trailers. Right. So I kind of knew that that's what it was, but yeah, it has apparently, like I saw at the end of the thing, it was based on a looked like a German or a Dutch film. I'm not really sure what it was. This is like an Americanized version, but yeah, it gave me a really, really strong like Coen Brothers Fargo vibe. Not because it was all set in the snow and shit like that too, but because it was a similar kind of thing where you know, where there's all this like violent crime and stuff like that, but everyone's like very like deadpan and like funny about it. Yeah, the acting in it's good. The characters are pretty likable. A bunch of unexpected shit happens in it. You know, last scene.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Last scene, like I just laughed my fucking ass.
Trying to think of what else was good about it.
One thing I liked too. I liked
good shootouts.
I liked the very Edward Gorey touch of every time somebody got killed in there, they would put like their little name and like their little. A little cross over them, or a little Jewish star, or a little, like Native American symbol, or whatever. You know,
we were coming out of there. There's a line going around the block. I'll show it to you guys.
If you can see it.
That's evidently the line for "Isn't It Romantic?"
So, yeah, that must be starting early because I didn't think that was starting until the end of this week, like on Valentine's Day. I would have thought people would come see it on Valentine's Day. Yeah, but it's Monday.
It's Monday.
So yeah, we were like walking out and there's like this huge line.
I couldn't believe it.
We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, you know, Star Wars.
That movie does look funny, but you know.
I didn't think it would have lines going around the block.
They must be doing like a special event, like a special early
screening. So, this one, would I recommend it? Yeah, it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. Like I said, it's nothing like the trailer. I mean, we say that a lot because trailers are
very deceptive.
Well, they're trying to be deceptive, I guess, so you kind of don't know what to expect, or also they're trying to market it to a different audience. Like I said, I feel like they were trying to market it to the same people that would have liked the Taken movies, but this is really, it's not really the same thing. This is more like a Coen Brothers type movie. I got that vibe from it really strongly.
Had cool guns in it, some good shootouts, unexpected shit. It was just funny.
Yeah,
and
like,
it would. I don't want to say it was. It was funny, but man, it's weird. It's not quite a comedy. It's a gangster movie with a bunch of funny shit.
Like I said, it's like a black comedy.
Yeah, black comedy.
It's almost kind of like if a Quentin Tarantino movie wasn't as over the top, or silly, or like I said, it reminded me of Fargo a lot more than anything.
Yeah. I've never seen that, so I can't.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. Yeah. It was like a similar kind of tone, where it just had these like hyper violent shit, like people just like beating the shit out of each other, knocking each other's teeth out and stuff. But then like
they were laughing about.
They were like all these like really like kind of like black humor kind of shit going on. And like I said, that last scene was hilarious. Yeah, I just laughed and laughed.
Yeah, and they'll build up these characters into being something real special, and they just kill them. You're like, wait a minute, what?
If you like that kind of thing, if you like kind of black humor, Coen Brothers type stuff, then I would definitely recommend this because that's kind of what this was.
Okay. All right, we just got done seeing the Lego Movie 2. I think it's called, what, second part? The second part. Yeah. We saw the first part last night. We rented it off my Xbox.
Because I hadn't seen it.
I couldn't get through it. It was just too damn silly. The second one I think was better than the first one.
I actually like the second one. Like I like the first one too, but I liked this one better just because it had. I like that it had kind of more homages to like different things. Like it had like a lot of like Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes.
There was some Fight Club in there.
Yeah, Batman, a lot of Batman stuff because Batman's in it.
Yeah, because Batman's in it. You know, there was a lot of, what else was there? There was like some Back to the Future, like all that kind of stuff going on in there. And
yeah, it's written for kids, of course, you know what I mean? But you can tell that adults wrote it with, and they put things in there because they knew that parents would have to be in there. So they, you know, they wanted to make it enjoyable for them too. It's a fantasy. It's about a bunch of little Lego creatures and little Lego characters on this big adventure because in another dimension the kids are playing with them.
Yeah.
And
which, spoiler alert if you didn't see the first one.
yeah, they're well-made movies. The music is really good. The lyrics to the music, it's kind of like a laugh a second, and every second something's happening. Just wall-to-wall humor, or some kind of wall-to-wall action, which I think a kid would love that. I think they love that shit. It's just constant something happening. For an adult, you know, for me it just starts to become like too much. I mean, imagine...
He's too old for this shit.
I'm too old for that shit. Imagine you took a whole bunch of ecstasy and snorted a whole bunch of cocaine and then ate a bunch of sugary cereal. And the thing's constantly bouncing off the roof, and you're just going, "Oh man, enough already."
Although this one was a little less like that than the first one.
The first one was even worse.
The first one was like very frenetic. Let's use that word. But like I said, I like this one better because I think one of the things that makes this movie is the character of Rex Dangervest, which is, I mean, he's kind of supposed to be Kurt Russell.
I think he's supposed to be Kurt Russell.
Like he's supposed to be
Snake Plissken.
He's supposed to be like Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
Like they don't come out and say that, and he's got dinosaurs and stuff. But that's, I think, who they were modeling it after.
Yeah,
the voice, and he had like the stubble. He didn't have an eye patch or nothing, but he did kind of like look like.
It's supposed to be like Kurt Russell.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I said, it is very.
It's over the top. Yeah, over the top.
It's over the top. But if you like that thing, I mean, I thought it was funny. Particularly all the stuff with Batman. Like, the stuff with Batman was funny as shit. Especially, like, at the end when he gets kind of brainwashed and, like, he has, like, his little white cowl and his little white fur cape and shit like that.
Yeah, it's real difficult to talk about the plot because it's all over the place. In terms of, you know, they're just constantly trying to entertain you, so the plot isn't the main point of the movie. You know, tell you the truth, I dozed off a couple times watching it, and when I came back to, I didn't miss anything. Like I picked it up.
The whole thing is that
I know exactly what was going on.
Is that the first part of it? Like I said, if you saw the first movie, then at the end of it, you see that like Will Ferrell as the guy's dad was like, well, now the little sister has to play with the Legos too, because now that you're allowed to play with them, so now the little sister comes down. So, you know, the thing that he's created, which is kind of like a Mad Max Fury Road type of situation that the older kid has going on. So now the sister comes with all her cutesy like little Duplo blocks and like all her little sparkly shit and is like destroying their way of life kind of. And she comes and takes like a bunch of his characters, and so Emmett, the main character from the main one, has to go into this other dimension, like the Sistar system, sister obviously.
Do we really have to go into all this?
I'm just saying that's what happens in the movie.
Because it is silly as shit.
Well, it is.
It just is, but I'll tell you what, it was cleverly written, the dialogue, all the little songs. You could tell that they had a lot of fun making the movie.
There was like a lot of like little offhand little
and it's just
comments that were kind of funny.
Yeah, and it's not just every now and then; it's just fucking packed with them.
With homages.
Yeah. And even the credits have fucking funny songs, and they're singing about how awesome the credits are. It's fucking silly.
Yeah, it's very self-referential.
Yeah,
but it is like kind of funny that way. It is like I said,
it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah, it's a little ADD. So if you don't like that kind of thing, you probably won't like it. But I imagine kids would probably love it, and a lot of grown-ups probably like it too. I thought it was funny anyway.
I couldn't take it.
I know. I figured you probably couldn't. But like, it was less like that than the first one.
Yeah, the first one was just too much. It's too much. Imagine you're eating a hot fudge sundae. And then you like sprinkle chocolate chips on top of that, and then spray chocolate dust, and then put a whole bunch of syrup, you know, like maple syrup on top of that, and then you know what I mean. It's just too fucking. And then you put the sugar bowl on it. It's just too fucking much, man. too fucking
like I said,
much.
He's too old for this.
Too old for that shit. Yeah. Would I recommend it? No. No. I'd take a kid to go see it.
Yeah, like I said, he'd probably love it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go see this shit. Drive me fucking crazy. They would. They drive me fucking crazy. I gotta go. What about you? Would you go see this if you had to pay for this?
I might. I don't know. Yeah. I find this kind of stuff amusing. So.
Okay. That's your prerogative.
Nice callback.
Yeah.